Have you ever felt over frustrated, super frustrated, ultra frustrated, mega frustrated, apocalyptic frustrated? I don't think there's much more frustrated. Anyway, hi, my name's Chris Freeman and I'm the closer clients want. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can overcome your frustration and every other type of frustration out there, whether it's mega frustration, ultra frustration, whatever. I can't just stop saying it. Anyway, to the point is, before we get into the three main points that I use to overcome any frustrations that I have, and that I believe that the people at the very top, such as Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Bill Gates, and all the others, a variation of what they use is I need to make sure that you understand the foundation of frustration. And it's pretty much the same no matter where you are, whether you're a beginner, whatever you're trying to achieve, whether you're intermediate or whether you're top class. And that is that frustration is not this thing that you should run away from, because that's how a lot of people perceive it. Frustration is something that you should be grateful for, that you should be happy about, because what frustration means is that you were at that final step before you break through that wall of frustration to the other side of whatever it is that you want, the change, the person you want to be, or the material possession, or whatever it is that you want to achieve. Frustration is the final step, the final barrier before you get to what you want. So be grateful for that you're frustrated, because you then have a point from which you can learn from or work from, and you will be able to say, okay, I don't know this, I'm frustrated, and you write it down. You go, I don't know this, this, and this, and you just work through step by step, and that's how you do it. You break it down. That's the kind of foundation. Is you need to be grateful. You need to be happy that you're frustrated, and I know it can be a little bit difficult sometimes, but frustration is good. It's an indicator that you're growing, that you're going outside your comfort zone and expanding. So the first point that I want to get into is that when you're feeling frustrated, walk away. Just walk away from the problem and do something else. Okay, whether it's a 5, 10, 15, 20-minute walk somewhere else, meditation, as long as you're not in the same spot. Kind of going with Einstein's quote that you can't solve a problem at the same level that it was created. So take a walk, go and do something else. Go and work on another project. Whatever it is you do, take some time away from it. But why? I mean, earlier I quoted that Einstein, you can't solve a problem at the same level it was created. The thing is that when you are frustrated and you can't seem to see which angle you're approaching from, or for whatever reason that you're stuck, is that your head is stuck in the sand. You can't see it. You're like a soldier fighting in the battle, thinking about how you can win the war. Okay, you need to take a step back, both physically and mentally. And when you do something physically, like moving away, your mind also moves, and it can come back with a fresh perspective, whether it's 10 minutes, an hour, or a day later, instead of just thumping on and on about and just bashing your head against the wall, figuratively speaking, trying to solve that problem. So just walk away, just for a moment, do something else, take a rest, whatever it is. The second one is to hire someone, hire a mentor, hire an expert, whoever it is who has your question. Google it, YouTube it, whatever. Find someone who is an expert at whatever it is that you're frustrated with, and get them to solve it, okay? As my mentor once said, that the price for success is never too high, while the price for failure is always too much. And you've got to think about, how much are you prepared to do this by yourself? How much are you prepared to invest to go to the next level? Which one's much more costly? Staying where you are or going to where you want to be? Work out the costs there, whether it's mental, physical, time, money, whatever it is. Because let's face it, you're going somewhere unknown. And the fastest way to get there is to have someone guide you there. And if you say that you can't, or you don't know anyone there is, just write them down. Write down the problems, identify it, and then once you've identified the problem, you can find the correct answer to ask to find the right person to help you with that problem. The third one is, and I've already mentioned it a little bit already earlier in this video, is to write it down. Because when you're frustrated, you have all these questions everywhere and you just can't answer them. You can't answer them simply because there's either too many questions or the questions themselves are too complex for you, okay? And you can't understand them or the answer. And when you write it down, it becomes, the problem isn't as big. It becomes really small and bite-sized that you can deal with it, because it's when it's in your mind, it's huge, it's gigantic, it's this monstrous apocalyptic thing that really has no scale. You feel like a miniature hamster or a gerbil or whatever compared to this problem, which is why you need to write it down and then get help, walk away, whatever it is. Just by doing, like, you may or may not be surprised, but these techniques, these strategies, whatever you want to call them, they're really simple, okay? They don't take a lot of time to do. Some is more expensive than others. But if you were to take away anything from this, is to write down your frustrations, okay? Find out what you can answer and what you can't. Walk away from them just for a moment, take a break, do something else. Because if you're like me, who has a very hyperactive brain, and it's very intense, it can get incredibly draining if you're staring at the screen, staring at the book or that blank piece of paper and just overthinking things and just driving yourself crazy. And so it pushes you further and further away and you just withdraw from doing it because that pain and frustration is just too strong. Okay, see it like this. There's only so much frustration you can handle at a certain, for each day, okay? You may not be able to measure it, but you can instinctively feel it in your gut. And if you spend too long just bashing your head or just looking at that computer screen for too long, then you're just going to avoid doing it for the whole day and you just wasted that day. And don't believe what those other like hippie success coaches will tell you, or the people giving their hippie success ideas, is that you have unlimited energy, you have unlimited mental capacity. No, you don't. There's only so much you can deal with, okay? Just like thinking of it this way, the amount of frustration you can deal with will grow as you become stronger as a person, as an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you're doing. You need to train that ability, that muscle, that mental muscle that deals with frustration, so you can handle more frustrations, bigger frustrations, when you're trying to handle problems. That gives you a higher or longer mental capacity to deal with that. And that's really is there all to it. So let's recap again. When you're frustrated, remember to take a break, walk away, do something else. The other one is to hire someone. Find someone who you believe has the answers. Don't go to people who will give you the advice for free, because chances are, unless there's someone you're already paying, okay, or someone who's extremely up there, and you highly respect, not just another random friend who isn't an expert at that, don't trust that advice. Hire a mentor, hire someone who has the expertise to answer that question, so you can stop wasting time. And the third one is to write it down, okay? Because when you write it down, then you have more space up here to think of other things or think of a different way of how to handle it. It's like a laptop, okay? If your laptop has too many things on there, its ability to process things, to run, okay, is much slower. It's only when you transfer it to another platform, okay, maybe you've deleted all that data off your laptop, or you've moved it to an external hard drive or USB stick, only then does your laptop run faster. Your brain is the same way. Write it down so you can devote more of your thinking power to be able to solve it. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give me thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think, or any videos that you want to see in the future. And I'll see you in the next video.